This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
All right, let's talk some high school football. Our buddy Rex Nelson. Rex, I don't know what title to use, man. Broadcaster, radio guy, writer.
He's been doing this a lot longer than 20 years.
Yeah, what do you
I'm just happy I was on the line to hear the official proclamation of Tommy Craft Day. That is an honor. What time is the parade? Can I make it to Barling in time for the parade this afternoon?
It'll be like the one in Hot Springs. It'll be short, it'll be quick, and if anyone could mess up a one-car parade, it'd probably be me. So,
it'll be like back when I worked at the governor's office years ago. We went to Jasper and Newton County one year for their county fair parade, and they said it just goes around the square. And I thought, that's an awful short parade. And the guy says to me, we go around twice. So maybe it'd be a parade like that. You've been in this business a lot longer than I have, and done a lot of different things, a lot of notable, great things over your career. But to be in one place for 20 years, have you had one post that you've been in 20 years? No, I've got to tell you, I have not. I've kind of bounced around. Now, I have been at the Democrat Gazette or the Arkansas Democrat before that more than 20 years, but I have to tell you that's in 4 different stints. This is my 4th time to work at the newspaper through the years, so I've come and gone. So never 20 years in a stretch in one full-time job. Now, I am starting my 41st year of Washita football play-by-play. So if you talking about doing one thing a long time, that would be it right there.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to the high school scoreboard show. You and Nate do such a great job, and I'm telling you, when I get in the car from whatever game I'm working that night, it's the first thing I do is, if it's 10 o'clock yet, I tune in to kind of hear what's happened around the state. I guess where you need to start is in Greenwood, Arkansas this year, Rex. That's nearby where we're at, and there's a lot of people that believe that Greenwood may be the best football team in any classification in our state. Where will Greenwood be in Week 1 in Rex's Road to the Rock rankings?
I'm waiting to the last moment to finalize. I'm going to post them on Monday, but they're going to be very high overall. Of course, they're going to be number 1 in 6A. As you know, we like to call them the University of Greenwood on our show. We have done that for many years, and they have lived up to it. But, I hesitated for the longest last year. I was thinking, a 5A team, Little Rock Parkview, might be the best team overall in the state of Arkansas. And when I look back on last season, I think Parkview was. They were one of the best high school teams I've ever seen, to be honest with you. So I'm going to have Parkview, I can tell you, in that number 1 slot. But I'm going to have Greenwood up there real high in the top 3 or 4 overall in the state of Arkansas.
So, Rex, on that note, is not having those two on the schedule, doesn't it make you want to go back to when they played back in the day? What was it called, Tommy? The Tournament of Champions? When the
in basketball? In basketball they did that.
Don't you want to have that in
we
football
had it in basketball, not in football.
Never in football.
Boy, I would love to see a matchup between those two. And I think it is very healthy for Arkansas football when, all the power's not up in 7A, that you have the 6A teams, the 5A teams, even the 4A teams can jump up there from time to time. I always remind people that the first Arkansas team ever to be ranked at the end of the season in the USA Today National Top 25 was Arkadelphia in 1987. So that's from a smaller classification, actually. So, it's always good to see that power spread throughout several classifications, and certainly we do this year. I mean, I look at Fayetteville, Conway and Bryan in 7A, Greenwood, but you got Shiloh moving up to 6A now, and Benton's going to be good. I think Southside's going to be pretty good this year. And then 5A, you've got Parkview, but you've also got Harding Academy moving up to that level. You've got Joe T. Robinson. So, my top 10 teams are going to come from all 3 of those classifications.
may even sneak a 4A team into the top 10.
Rex Nelson with us here on the Morning Rush. You'll hear him on Friday nights on all of these stations you're listening to now, plus hitthatline.com and many other stations around the state that is Rex and Nate Olson will bring you the high school scores. I've got the 7A West and the 7A Central composite schedule in front of me, and I'm looking at some of these games these first few weeks. The games like Tulsa Union at Bentonville, Fayetteville at Cabot. You've got Harbor going across the border to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I look down the road in mid-September. Bryant at Little Rock stands out to me. What's one of these games? PA and Joe T. Robinson early on. Is there a game out of, I just kind of cherry-picked some of the highlights. Is there a game in the first few weeks that you're more interested in than maybe any of the other matchups?
Well, there's a non-conference game I'm very interested in, and that is the Salt Bowl at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock on Friday night, because Bryant has dominated that series. Obviously, they've been the state's best football team more often than not in recent years, but Buck James leaves there. He goes to Conway as head coach. Benton, I think, is going to be awfully good, and I'm thinking of putting him at number 2 in 6A, right behind Greenwood. So I'm really interested in seeing how Benton performs against Bryant a week from tonight, because, guys, that's going to tell me a lot about how good Benton's really going to be in 6A later in the season.
That Bryant at Little Rock Parkview game on September 13th, I wish I could be there for that one. I think that's going to be a heavyweight matchup, even though it's 5A versus 7A.
Yeah, it really is, and I love the fact that Little Rock Parkview plays all its home games at War Memorial Stadium now. As one who only lives about 15 minutes, 10 minutes from the stadium, it's easy for me, and I can watch a half of their football and then get out of there and get back to the studio in plenty of time to prepare for the show. Otherwise, I don't get to see much football on actual Friday nights because I'm in a studio. You guys understand how that is.
Oh, yeah.
Working.
But at least...
So I love it when there's a game close to my studio where I can actually see a little football, at least for a couple of quarters.
Rex, we need you've got the wherewithal, you've got the connections. We need a high school red zone like we have on Sundays in the National Football League, where Mascot Media or some company, anytime that a high school team's close to scoring a touchdown, that flashes up on your screen for you and Nate and other high school reporters.
That be fun?
I know. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That would be so much fun. One of the things I love, and I so appreciate all of your stations carrying our scoreboard show, but the coverage of high school football in Arkansas just gets better and better each year. More organizations involved. There are more different podcasts involved. That is good for the sport. That is good for the kids. And ultimately, it is good for our colleges and universities because so many of them recruit in-state kids. So I love seeing that kind of coverage of of high school football. Now, I stand to be corrected on this, but to the best of my knowledge, and nobody has corrected me yet, our show, which runs on more than 50 stations in the state, is the largest high school sports network in America now. And that makes me proud. That's pretty good for a little state like Arkansas of 3 million people.
All right. So let's get to the really important stuff, particularly, say, Little Rock West, I-30 North. We need some of the best eating joints because one of your other great skills is all the places to belly up and find something good to eat. So if you're headed down I-40, you're headed up I-49, you get to go wherever you want, Rex. Give me 2 or 3 names or joints. This is where you got to go and eat.
Well, if you're headed down I-40, I've got to still go with several old classics there in Russellville. The original Old South burned down, but they moved to a new location. And I'm working on a chicken fried steak top 10 right now, and they are in my top 10 on chicken fried steak there at the Old South. So they certainly get a vote, but so does the old Whataburger there in Russellville. As you head down I-40, they get a vote also. Now, I tell you, a place right off the interstate that kind of flies under the radar because it's in a truck stop, but it's the Hillbilly Hideout there at Ozark. Gosh, we go to Oklahoma to broadcast Ouachita games at least 3 times a year, and often leave early on a Saturday morning, and that's become our go-to breakfast stop. So don't overlook that as you come down the interstate. Right there where the exit for the Pig Trail is, and that is fine dining in a truck stop. Let me tell you, good country cooking.
Rex, I think about 2 of my favorite chicken fried steaks places that are unfortunately no longer in business. We talked about Mama Dean's a little bit this week, and then also Shorty Smalls. I'm a Little Rock kid, so that was one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have to come there to Fort Smith still to get my favorite French fries, and that's George's on Grand. They're the top of my French fry list in Arkansas.
Yeah, I was over there Monday and had lunch. Calico County, you're coming Fort Smith.
Fries, so.
Yeah, well, they give you more fries than all of us could eat.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Calico County in Fort Smith for chicken fried steak too. If you haven't been there,
I've actually had it for breakfast there too. You get it on their breakfast menu. So
Rex, I got a question. So we've talked a lot of high school. We talked food. I'm looking at an Arkansas Razorback right now. They'll be in your neck of the woods in 6 days. What are your thoughts on Arkansas football this fall?
I was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club opening meeting on Monday with Coach Pittman, and gosh, he's a likable guy, isn't he? And I wish him so much success. I think they're going to be better, and that doesn't necessarily say a whole lot coming off of 4-8. But with Petrino's offensive mind, with Pittman personally focusing on the offensive line, let's admit he's basically the offensive line coach again now. And if this quarterback comes through, I can see 6 victories in a bowl game this year. I hope for even better, but I think this team is going to be better. We're not going to learn a lot on Thursday night of next week. I'll be there, but and I hope people do turn out. But against UAPB, and I love the fact we're playing in-state schools, but they are by far the weakest of the 4 Division I's, and I'm counting both of the FCS schools at UCA and UAPB. So we're not going to learn a lot there. And I tell people, I said, let's be honest about it. UAPB could not stay close to either Harding or Ouachita. Yeah. We're not going to be able to tell them, but we will tell a lot the next week when the Hogs go over to Oklahoma State. That's when we're really going to learn what it's all about.
Rex, we'll leave it there. We appreciate you joining us. Look forward to hearing you next Friday night. Not just next Friday night, but the rest
every
of
Friday night.
High school football season.
Well, thank you. Anytime I can talk high school football, college football, and chicken fried steak in the same segment is a great one. Let me assure you.
Hey, well, we'd love to have you back. Let's do it. Let's do it some more as the high school season gets underway.
Let me know. I'd love to. I'm available anytime.
All right, the great Rex Nelson with us here, and you'll hear him Friday nights with the High School Scoreboard Show right here on ESPN Arkansas on the Hit That Line Now app.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.